Hello and happy St. Patrick's Day from Off the Air. I'm your
Happy
wonderful
St.
host,
Patrick's
Noah.
Day.
That was Jackson.
That's been St. Patrick's Day for like almost a week now.
It has been, well, it's only been like 4 days.
That's
But
almost
really-
a year. How many days are in a week, Noah?
I don't know.
It's-
Is that a trick question?
It's Thursday, Daniel.
Yeah, how many days are in a week, Noah?
7.
Yes. So past the halfway point is
Not almost.
it's
Wow.
definitely almost.
I really...
Because if you were to give me 51%, be like, I almost gave you
It's
a dollar.
not 50.
I would
It's
probably
not
punch you
51.
in
It's
the
like
face.
what? What is 5 divided by 7?
that's the
20.
worst kind of math. And it's 4 divided
I
by
know.
7.
fuck anything divided by 7. It deserves to die.
And 8, for that matter.
That's my hot
But
take.
I gotta say, I don't appreciate the fact that you're, like, this isn't, when I was mentioning before we started recording that you were allowed to no-sell a bit I'm doing later, this wasn't the bit. This was just me being friendly.
I'm sorry. I thought this was
and
just
welcoming
normal.
people.
Oh, okay.
Dang.
I see.
Well, now that we know Dan hates the patron holiday of his people, alcoholics, I guess we can move on to other things. How have you guys been doing?
I'm doing okay.
For context,
pretty
is today
good.
St. Patrick's Day or is tomorrow St. Patrick's
Tomorrow,
Day?
as far as I
Tomorrow
can tell.
is St. Patrick's
Although
Day,
maybe
which is-
tell some of the people in my area that because hoo boy, the entire
That's-
street
see-
has been exploding.
That's what I've been thinking. I'm like, Saturday isn't St. Patrick's Day, but everyone's
Yeah, but-
celebrating it like it is.
No, they aren't. I think you guys just are. Because both of you guys are like, it's St. Patrick's Day today. And I was like, guess it is.
To be fair, I live in a college town.
Thank you for your service.
I know. Listen, I'm the hero you don't
Don't you
deserve.
live in like the 5th largest city in the country? Not like a college town?
I mean, okay, I live in a college area of the larger city. How's that?
Okay.
Fucking
See,
bastard.
no, it's just everyone around here are making plans to be gone for the weekend, so everyone was acting like St. Patrick's Day is today because, you start the festivities at 10 a.m. on Saturday and you end them at 2 a.m. Monday.
Yeah.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
That's not how I like to live, however.
I mean, everyone knows you like to live incorrectly, but go on.
Exactly. But in the spirit of St. Patrick's Day, I think it would be great for us to have an alcohol-themed episode again, because we don't have enough of those.
Oh, of course not.
No. We need more alcoholism in our life.
Unfortunately, we're greeted by another instance of Jackson's responsibility corner, because the poor boy has to work. However,
It's true.
this is fine, because I am here with a beer corner, and that's
I'm
what
over
counts.
here with a cocktail concoction.
Unfortunately, I just lost the cap to this beer. It's somewhere in my bedroom now.
Good job.
I'll have to find
You
that
weren't
later.
using that cap. It's fine. It's
I mean,
it's fine.
I don't need the cap. I just don't want it in here because it's going to smell after a while. 'cause, I'm going to plug our Patreon, or not our Patreon, our Discord server real quick for a second. You guys may have met my brother Jeff at this point, as he just joined the Discord server. But he recommended this to me. That's all the plugging for the Discord server I'm going to do, by the way.
I have every channel
He
muted.
recommended this beer to me. It's by New Holland Brewing, and it is Dragon's Milk, a bourbon barrel aged stout.
I've had Dragon's Milk before. It is expensive.
It is expensive. It was $15 for a 4-pack,
Yep.
which is
Sounds right. But it's
Well,
what,
pricey.
13.1%?
11%.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like 13.
I wouldn't be surprised if they had other high ABV beers, because it seems to be.
They make Voodoo Ranger also. Same brewery.
No, that is New Belgium.
New Belgium. Ah, you're right.
That's my brother said the same thing. He only bought this beer because he thought it was the same people that made Voodoo Ranger, and he's like, that was okay. And I'm like, no, you would be mistaken. He's like, curses, but he got it. It's very good. It's very dark. Not really chocolatey. Maybe more of a coffee type of coffee type of hit. On
Did
the
it
back,
just suddenly
says,
hit really hard?
No, I'm just tripping over words today. I've gotten very, very little sleep this week. Although that is the one upside to this. It is incredibly easy to drink, but it is also a very strong beer. Its flavor profile on the back is roasted, malty, and smooth. So yeah.
I see.
And it's a little weird because it actually feels like a thick liquid, which, if you're not into
Thickwood,
that,
if you will.
a thickwid, exactly, with like
Thank you.
3 C's. So if
Damn.
that's not something you're into, then, maybe you won't enjoy it. Or if you just don't like very strong present tasting beers. Now, there's a second part to this, however. This is, since it's St. Patrick's Day, we also have whiskey here. Downside, I don't have any Irish whiskey, so I'm drinking some Bullet Rye, which is very definitively a American whiskey. But,
Don't worry about it. Don't tell them. They'll never find out.
you're right. I'll just erase the last 30 seconds. Yada, yada, yada. Whiskey. Hey, this will go well, however, with Dan's cocktail concoction. Dan, do tell.
So I think I've mentioned it on the podcast before because it has become my favorite cocktail to throw together. I am drinking an Irish trash can, which I only found about in the last year or so.
They called me in high school.
It is a mixture of one part vodka, 1 part gin, 1 part rum, 1 part triple sec, 1 part blue curacao, and topped with just a little bit of peach schnapps. And you take the whole thing, put it in a tall glass, fill it with ice as much as you can, and then on top of that whole bad boy, you dump an entire can of Red Bull energy drink, tip it upside down. You do it right, the energy drink will just kind of float on the surface, and you just sip it down, and it's great. It's real good, and as you can imagine, by having 6 different types of alcohol in it, it's a little strong.
You know, I'm going to stand by every previous statement I've made about that, which is, hey, that sounds atrocious.
It's so good. It's actually, so last time I made it, I didn't have the triple sec that I needed, which did not improve it, and I also had the wrong kind of rum. I had dark rum instead of white rum. But now I have all the right stuff. I actually went out just before the podcast to get it because I'm like, you know what? For St. Patrick's Day, I feel like I need to have something with Irish in the name. It is no relation to the Irish car bomb. It is Irish because it is very, very green. If you do it right, that is. It's like it has like a really nice green to blue gradient going down the entire thing.
I don't know. That honestly, that just
listen.
Nothing
I don't
about
drink.
It sounds good.
Listen,
I'm glad that you like it.
I don't drink bad things. Like,
yes, you do.
I don't.
Don't you
I mean,
like
besides my
vodka
vodka?
bomb
My vodka
right
is ass. Everything else
There is
in
no
this
such
is
thing as good vodka.
Of all the
That's
things
not
to
true.
skimp on, why buy
Yes, it is.
cheap trash vodka?
because I am very poor, and it is like an entire 2-liter bottle essentially for like $10.
Or
It tastes
you
like
could
hand
buy a
sanitizer,
regular
but if you
size
mix it,
bottle, for $17 and get yourself some Finlandia, which is
but that's
actually
double the
good.
price for half the drunk. So,
yeah, but it's actually good.
yeah, I'm sure it is, but I don't think you understand my purpose here. So
Here in Texas, we drink Tito's or Deep Eddy.
Tito's isn't bad. I have had Tito's.
Tito's is good.
I used to think
And
that it
Deep
was
Eddy's like flavored usually.
tequila is what I thought it was for the longest time, but it is not.
It does have a T in the name.
I mean, the bottle just looks like a tequila bottle, just like the way it's decorated up.
It's true. It's a very decorative bottle. Very nice. Very, very cool font. It's very it's embossed.
thanks,
I'm
bottle's
a
very
sucker
cool.
for embossed bottling.
Yeah, I mean anything.
You know
that,
what?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, go off. Go off.
I was gonna say anything that has texture on the glass or on the label, it automatically makes me feel a lot better. That's actually one of the things I like about the about Bullet. Their bottles, it says Bullet Rye Frontier Whiskey embossed into the glass, and then the label's kind of like a Maker's Mark label. How it's kind of just put on, and it's a little wonky every now and then.
Yeah, I like buying Knob Creek because it's got the cap that's fun to take off because it's wax.
Yes. Yeah, Knob Creek. That also a fun time. But yeah, it's the label on this whiskey is all put on crooked because it's just put on by hand instead of a machine. That's part of their aesthetics marketing.
I'll be honest. The idea that you choose a drink based on whether or not the container is textured is wild to me.
One time I bought a bottle of alcohol just because it came with a cup.
That's fair.
And that's not how I buy my alcohol, Dan. That's
how I buy my
just a
alcohol.
benefit.
I see.
That is my deciding factor.
That's the only thing that'll get you to buy a bottle of alcohol.
It's got to have a toy inside the box.
I get you.
I once spent an extra $20 on a bottle of absinthe because it had a fun spoon with Vincent Van Gogh's head on it.
I think I mentioned that, last week ago? 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
We did talk about
but
it.
It's worth mentioning again.
Of course.
I hadn't bought that bottle initially. I have since bought that bottle because, come on.
I mean, you gotta
it's
buy
just-
it. You need a spoon.
It's got a spoon.
Spoon game.
But the thing about that is I bought it now, and it's borderline the same as the other one I had, which was half the price. And now that I have the spoon, I don't ever have to buy it again, right?
Yeah.
Because every bottle
theoretically.
comes with a spoon.
I mean,
It's
yeah,
like a
that makes
marketing
sense to
thing
me.
is every bottle has a spoon. And now that I have a spoon, I don't need another bottle, and thus I lose my spoon.
Yeah, that tracks. I see no fault to this.
So what do I do now?
You buy better
What's our
absinthe
product? Like,
without
what does their marketing team do?
I mean, I assume the idea is to get you to buy it once, and then that's just the one you get used to. Because we definitely, I assume all of us have our go-to drink of choice for different styles, right?
That could be it, yeah. But
So,
then what are you gonna do if you buy it a lot? Like, say you're drinking a lot.
Then you
Well, nobody
you
drinks a lot
start
of
giving out
absinthe.
spoons to your friends. You have
I
an
was gonna say
entire.
you've got a lot of spoons then.
You start putting them up on the wall. Is you know how well, maybe you guys don't know, but how college students think that
Yes.
empty liquor bottles is part of home decor. You do that with spoons.
Can't wait for that.
Is that your plan? Is that how much absinthe you're gonna drink?
I'm gonna tape spoons to my door until my door is made of spoons.
And then you're gonna take the door off. But is it the
Yeah, it's
same
one of those
door or not?
things- Like how like a spider will like cover you in their like vomit or whatever, and then like everything inside of the vomit dissolves, but the shape remains the same. My door is going to be made completely of spoons, and while it's happening, the door on the inside is going to fade away.
It gets sucked out like
a spoon door,
like a gut slurry.
Yes, it's going to become a gut slurry like spiders make out of their victims.
Yep.
Speaking of which,
I actually had something speaking of which as well.
As you all know, my top tier waifu.
Rhaenyra?
Half human, half spider. Yes, Rhaenyra. Noah, put a photo up on the screen while you're at it.
Absolutely.
You know what else to put up there.
Oh, good lord.
Now, Jackson, you need to stop putting these things up because, like, you're making people start to believe that we don't live in a society where things
things are constantly happening.
Things are happening, but you're going to make people believe that they're not.
But I want people to understand that they're constantly happening.
I see. Unlike this podcast, which is not constantly happening. No,
it
you
is
know
not.
what?
It's happening about once a week.
Happening.
Yes, but it's happening about once a week.
About once a week. I mean, roughly, unless someone's
binging it.
binging
Reasonable amount of happening.
Do you think people binge this podcast?
That's actually coming right around to the story I was initially going to tell.
Nice.
So I'm going to New Orleans. New Orleans.
To a house in New Orleans? Here. Just out of curiosity?
Yeah.
What do they have a name for this house?
A house. You know, I hate how it opens up with "there is a house in New Orleans" because you get clearly, duh. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, at least one.
I actually love the hell out of that song. That song's great.
I do too. It's a very good song.
It's a good song.
It's also free use, so anyone can sing it and make money off of it.
I did not, but I did know that nobody's entirely sure what the original Rising Sun is.
I did know that things are constantly happening.
Oh shit!
Good lord.
No, it's like I just gotta go.
Noah's done. Noah's so done.
But
with
now
this
there's what was I saying? Oh yeah, it constitutes as a folk song, which is why anyone can like put it on their album and make money off of it.
Huh?
There's no copyright over it. Like Bob Dylan did a cover of it right before the Animals got famous off their cover of it.
That's honestly super cool.
And neither of them wrote that because the original author was in like 1800, so it's been past the public domain. So anyone can write it. Anyone can write it and sing it and edit it and do whatever they want with it.
That's very, very cool.
So if you're an aspiring SoundCloud rapper, you can sample it for free.
Nice.
The more you know.
I know.
Where's our trap remix of House of the Rising Sun?
Would you like to know?
There's a 110% chance that exists.
You in my SoundCloud album before it comes out.
I found a dubstep remix.
That has to be a thing.
Sounds about right.
Can you play a few seconds of it for us, Noah?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hold on, I want to pull this up. I just want to hear the intro. That's all I care about.
Anyway, I'm going to New Orleans. I'm going to New Orleans, and I will not be staying at a house. I think it's going to be an apartment. But I'm going to be visiting my friend McCain, who is a listener of the podcast. Noah actually knows him as well.
Yeah, shout out to McCain. Stand-up dude.
Yeah, McCain is listening to the podcast. On the regular. Usually he texts me like every Thursday at like 3 p.m. He's like, hey, just listen to the new episode.
Nice.
And he gives me feedback.
Oh, you've never given us any of this feedback.
Well, it's because he hates both of you and thinks I'm the best.
I
mean, that's objectively true.
Fair, honestly.
That's a good opinion.
Yeah, so
wait,
I figured I didn't need to tell you guys.
I mean, I feel like Noah is the one you should like, and then Jackson and I are the fucking worst. I mean, don't get me wrong, Noah is also the fucking worst, but compared to Jackson and I, at least he's not a fucking degenerate.
That's true. I'm a degenerate. I'm a degenerate that occasionally delivers some zingers.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyway, I'm going to New Orleans. And in one of the earlier episodes of the podcast, which I don't even really honestly remember because I do say a lot of things. Things are constantly happening, Noah. McCain and his girlfriend, Emma, has been listening as well. And when they listen, they start with like the news episodes and they just kind of binge all the way up through it. So they're now watching episodes that are from like almost a year ago, which is kind of crazy to me, but it makes sense. At one point in time during my one of my anime episodes, of which there have been two infrequent lately. We need to
you're right.
Up the anime quotient. More anime coming next week. And
guys, if you can tweet at us with #WeWantAnime, we'll do another anime episode.
And if you don't, I'll still probably do it.
But if you get it trending, we'll do like
that's true.
3.
On Twitter?
If you get it trending, I will start watching anime to do anime episodes.
Well, there you have it, folks.
That's not even a joke. Like if this turned into an anime podcast, I would actually have to start watching anime.
I mean, another plug for the Discord server. We watched the entire first season of My Hero Academia and half of the second season here. Mm-hmm. We all keep up. It's heavy in the meme pool.
I literally do not.
My Hero Academia is the marijuana of anime.
Yeah, I can buy that. Yeah. It's what I feel like it's taken the place of like
and I'm doing crack.
Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan's actually still coming out.
Is it really? I haven't heard anything about it in like 2 years.
Attack on Titan is actually, spoilers. Someone watched M. Night Shyamalan's movie The Village and was like, oh, anime. And then Attack on Titan was born. Literally, yes.
No, this is no way.
Someone was like, this was a good idea. That was a cool twist. And then they're like, let's incorporate that into like season 2. And then instead of making that the ending, let's just kind of make that a middle ground. So everyone realizes that they're not the only people left in the world. And
then they made giant monsters.
But very early on, so there's not quite enough time to actually just make it like a and then end. Instead, it's like a
now what does that mean for the rest of the world?
14 seasons to make.
Yeah.
Well, the rest of the world doesn't give a shit. The rest of the world's like modernized, and they're like, we don't care about you. Or the Titans. That's just on your little island. Losers.
I did not know that. That's actually really cool.
Yeah, that's like.
Is that the big twist of the story?
It's not even a big twist because they put it out way too early.
I made it through, I think, the first 2 seasons, and they hadn't mentioned it. But maybe you're talking about the manga?
It's one of those. The first season technically counts as like 30 episodes.
The first season was real good. I won't even lie to you. I actually did watch that. That's one of the few that I've actually watched through, and I really enjoyed it. Pretty much all the way. There were a couple of things that I was like, really? That's dumb. But yeah, enjoyed that. I
did it as well when it was first coming out. I was kind of like probably like 2013, I think, by now, but it's been a while. Anyway, yeah, My Hero Academia is the gateway drug of anime. It's a good starting point for getting people into doing crack.
I mean, I would 100% agree with it being a gateway drug because it literally took a 5-minute clip of the show that I saw to sell me on the over-the-top funness of it and start watching it.
It's a very much. I mean, look at what like the best-selling movies at the box office every month are.
Marvel movies.
Exactly. So if you make a superhero anime, boom, gateway drug. Also, it's kind of like the idea of like Dragon Ball and Naruto, where like.
But much more accessible because there's not 7,000 episodes.
Not yet, but there will be.
Speaking of Marvel movies, did you guys get to see Captain Marvel yet?
Nope.
I have not seen any Marvel movies outside of Thor 2, The Dark World, and then the first half of Age of Ultron.
So I was told a spoiler about
Thor 2, The Dark World is
about
bad,
Captain Marvel.
Are you real? Okay, wait.
Hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish what the spoiler is, and then I will not. I'm not going to actually reveal the spoiler.
Okay.
It reveals a piece of Nick Fury's backstory that makes me so unimaginably angry.
Was he white?
Because it's the dumbest thing. Now, Noah, I understand you like going into movies without any spoilers, so I would like to not spoil this for you.
No,
yeah, especially because the movie is a week old and still in theaters.
I was going to say, you should 100% not spoil it because it is incredibly new.
I mean, that's fair. I am merely, anyone who's seen it will know what I'm talking about, and I am furious that that's what they did. I will message it to you directly, Jackson, if you want me to.
I do not give a shit.
Okay.
Because I don't even know who Nick Fury is.
It's Sam Jackson.
I know he's Sam Jackson, but I don't know like what he does or who he is or why he's here.
I mean, congratulations, you found out all about Nick Fury.
That's his whole thing? He's just Sam Jackson?
I mean, honestly, a little bit. Am I wrong, Noah?
No, Nick Fury is 100% just Sam Jackson.
Sam Jackson.
Okay, I know who Nick Fury is then. All right, I now know who Nick Fury is and what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, he's very angry at people fucking with his shit, mostly. Mm-hmm.
That is a traditional Sam Jackson type thing to be doing.
Exactly. He's very good at Sam Jackson. Like, Sam Jackson is very good at Nick Fury, I guess is a better way. But it is just Sam Jackson as a character, which is great.
Yeah, good for him.
So, guys, we are like, what, a month out from Endgame? I know Jackson doesn't give a shit, but I'm starting to feel a little bit of the hype for it, and I'm not happy about that because I'm worried that well, let me phrase that. There's no way it's ever going to live up to everyone's hype. That's just not happening.
Do you think everyone stays dead forever and they kill off incredibly successful franchise characters that make them millions of dollars each month?
After Spider-Man 3 or Spider-Man 3 and Spider-Man 2? Spider-Man 3, whatever the new one is, whatever. The new Spider-Man and the new Black Panther movie have both been announced. They're going to kill them both off.
Yep.
Yeah, but
and the new Guardians.
Both actually set before.
Actually, that was what I wanted to mention. James Gunn got reinstated. Yeah, which is really cool.
I want to rewind that thought though. That means James Gunn can't direct Suicide Squad 2.
No, actually, they are delaying production on Guardians 3 to do Suicide Squad 2.
I'm so happy.
I know, right?
Because I thought Disney had that weird clause where you're not allowed to work for their competition, no matter how.
They might have, but they apparently had to make an exception for him because DC already hired him for something else.
And of course they had to make an exception. No one else was going to touch that movie, no matter how much some people would want them to. Mm-hmm. Like your roommate. He meant the director of Black Panther was approached to, I believe it was the director of Black Panther, I might be wrong, to direct Guardians 3, and his response was, no, that's James's movie. And as much as I would agree with Parker that it would be really cool to see his take on it. I am also incredibly happy that enough people held out that were like, nah, man, you can't. This is a nice cohesive franchise so far, and it would be stupid to take it away.
Well, and I like there's a little bit of that like honor among thieves kind of thing going on there too, because there are definitely directors out there who would have just taken it. That's not even a question.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But I respect that like people were like, no, that's not my movie to direct. It's James's. That's really respectable.
If they would have asked me, I would have done it.
Oh, I would have done it in a heartbeat. Are you kidding me?
You know how good it would have been if I did it?
Oh, it would have been ass, but it would have been fun.
Rocket Raccoon gets HPV. Boom.
Fucking hell.
That's the only character I know.
I mean, that's fair.
Besides Chris Pratt
there.
and Batista.
Batista's character is great.
I honestly thought for a second you meant Baptiste from fucking Apex. I was very confused.
Apex? Don't you mean Overwatch?
Oh yeah, I do. You're right. I'm sorry. I'm getting the two mixed up in my head.
I can't believe you just confused Apex and Overwatch.
You know what? I am so surprised from both of those franchises.
They're not at all the same game. I like both.
I think I need to get out more because I didn't know who Baptiste was in Overwatch.
He's new. He hasn't dropped until
okay. That's
later this week. Actually, a couple days before this
Tuesday.
episode comes out.
So yeah, 2 days ago he dropped.
Yeah,
cool. Because I was gonna say I played Overwatch like 2 months ago, so I'm not that far away from it.
Jackson, did you ever play TF2?
Yes.
He's Demo Man. If Demo Man had healing grenades instead of damage grenades,
that sounds nice.
It actually is really cool, and also like an SMG or something, like an assault rifle type look.
Well, I want to play that guy.
Yeah, I actually am really excited for him to drop. I'm really excited to try him out.
I love being a healer.
Yeah, he's a cool healer. God, yeah.
All right, so back to anime.
Yeah. Go ahead. If you had something to talk about, go for it. I totally ripped it.
New Worlds and anime, both of which we've got derailed. My Hero Academia is the gateway drug of anime because it exists in like that little segment of the genre where there are people who are like, I don't really, watch anime outside of My Hero Academia. Kind of like people who are like, I don't do drugs, I just smoke weed. So like shonen anime, like Dragon Ball, those are all the weed of anime. But once you start smoking weed, there's always a chance somebody might get you to buy some coke. Once you buy some coke, there's a chance you might end up down here with me doing PCP in the bathroom.
So well, would that mean we'd have to sip of your nectar again?
Yes, you'd have to enter my realm and drink of my nectar.
Okay, cool.
And watching My Hero Academia
that is a fucking callback. That's like episode 3 or something.
And watching My Hero Academia is drinking of my nectar.
Dang.
That's
by
my
fair. Nectar, it's like an anime thing.
That's very fair.
Which I know a lot of people who watch the same kind of anime and like anime the way I do are very anti shonen anime and anti like My Hero Academia. I think it's a fun show. I like it a lot actually.
Can you define shonen for me?
Just shonen is it's the Japanese for like young man, and it basically just is anime with just like fight bad guy beats up good guy believes in his friends and gets stronger just in time to beat bad guy.
Okay.
So things are cool for 2 minutes, then new bad guy comes up, beats down good guy believes in his friends, gets stronger to beat new bad guy, and it's just power escalation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
My Hero Academia is a little bit different because it uses like the JoJo style of combat where it's a little bit less just become stronger and a little bit more like using abilities tactically because everyone has different abilities and like using them together. Although I think the main character being boy who just keeps getting stronger is a bit of a cop-out. But
I mean, yeah.
I think it would have been cooler if they had made it someone who had an ability that was like, maybe we can use this for different ways and we can find out how to use this in a particular situation. That's what I like about JoJo, which is, again, one of those anime that people are usually way too big of fans of if they like it because they'll ruin it by being like, you should watch it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Can confirm, have never want to watch JoJo literally ever.
It's unfortunate.
I incredibly want to watch it just because the characters the whole thing looks just so over the top and funny.
It's really fun. It's like super dumb, but you gotta be like, it's just a funny show. It's a fun show. It's no different than like Naruto or Dragon Ball. And if you like take yourself too seriously with it, you're just gonna have like you're gonna become a boring person. But it's fun, and it uses a combat system in which everyone has a stand or like an ability, and then they use that ability to do a certain thing, but it can only do like one range of things. So outside of that, the character's kind of like useless. They have to use their abilities tactically, and I think My Hero adopts that system and uses it well.
Yeah. Now, isn't Isn't that the JoJo system basically the same system as like Persona?
Well, Persona's a little bit like Persona's like a more of a as a game.
Mhm.
So
I mean,
it's kinda
it's also very anime.
it's incredibly anime. And also, yeah, they are very, very similar. But Araki, I believe, was writing JoJo before Persona. Both franchises are at least 20 years old, though.
Wow. I'm always
Yeah,
impressed when
they're
there's
old.
franchises that are that old, but still like very relevant in the common modern time.
Yeah, well, I mean, Araki's been writing JoJo since like the 80s. But it didn't become popular in like America until probably like 2010. Maybe a little bit later.
I feel like there aren't a lot of American equivalents to that. I mean, here and there you'll find some, but like things that like have been around, like basically any TV show that's been around longer than 20 years is pretty much unheard of. I mean, they're like I said, they're
The
Simpsons, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's neat though with JoJo, just because it's almost like one of those like Picasso or kind of things where like they didn't really become truly famous until after they were dead.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily, Araki didn't die because the dude still looks like he's 30, but he's like 70.
Dang.
And he's just luckily been making the same thing for like 40 years, regardless of how famous it was, and it did get famous and he wasn't dead.
Nice.
It's a neat franchise, but yeah, it's way overhyped by the fanboys who are actively gonna ruin stuff like that.
I just love the fact
it's the same reason I don't watch Marvel movies, though, you know.
Mhm.
So I can't really hold it against people.
Yeah,
That's about right.
that's fair. I don't know. I just love the fact that so much of it is inspired by, or naming wise, is inspired by like 80s bands.
Oh yeah, because the dude Araki loves him some like American rock,
And the
like
best
80s
part,
and the earlier. It's beautiful.
the best part though, is that what do you call? When it came over to America, he had to change a lot of the names because he wasn't allowed to keep them.
Well, one thing they did, and in like part 3, it depends on like what you're watching, but a lot of the time they'll just change the name in the dub, or in the dub they'll change it, and in the sub all they'll do is just change the words at the bottom. So like the guy will be like Star Platinum, and then on the screen it'll say like, actually it's a bad example because they don't change Star Platinum because it's a very niche reference, but the guy will be like Shining Diamond, and then it'll say on the screen Shining Diamond, and the character will keep saying Crazy Diamond for like an hour, and you're like, because you know Shine On You Crazy Diamond is the Pink Floyd song, and so the one character's stand is Crazy Diamond, and that's what the character says in Japanese, but in English he says Shining Diamond, and on the English sub it just says Shining Diamond on the bottom, even though they're clearly saying Crazy Diamond.
Nice.
I was like, well, I guess you're not wrong. You can just claim it was a, translation error.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty funny. So anyway, go to New Orleans. That's the other point. Now that we've closed up the anime
Yeah, now
thing.
that we've gotten all the way back to the beginning.
Yes, now that we've gone back at 20 minutes of dialogue, I have a trip to New Orleans. April 3rd through April 10th is the plan.
Nice.
Hopefully I can get off work all those days. I should be good, though. And then I am going to visit my friend McCain and his girlfriend, who are both watching the podcast and fans of it, which is cool. And because earlier on I mentioned something about having a portrait done of my waifu and I, Ragnara. His girlfriend is an artist.
Oh my.
And she was like, he just messaged me yesterday like, oh yeah, Emma offered to draw a portrait of you and your waifu, like he would ask for.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
Like, I asked for that. Apparently it was like a lot of episodes back, but that is very likely a thing that's going to happen, because why would I not?
I think that was one of your like exhaustion-induced Patreon goals, if memory serves.
Sounds about right.
Because I know we had the one with Dan, and you're like, I want to get one.
Oh
no.
man, it's probably one of those like 9 a.m. recorded episodes.
Oh yeah, no.
I mean,
It's our $100 goal, is that we would get one of you with Ragnara, and Dan would get his Persona.
Oh, we guess we have someone to paint
why
it.
did we not have one in there for Noah yet?
Because Noah doesn't have a
I
waifu.
will not. Do you want to work on that?
I was gonna say, can you get your shit together?
Sorry.
Can we draw? Can we draw Rock Band Noah? Can we get
Rock
that?
Band Noah. I know you. So I don't.
I'm
I
not
don't know
even
what
saying
you
it
were
as much of a
envisioning,
joke. Like, I actually would be kind of okay
but,
with
like,
it.
when you said Rock Band Noah, I pictured Guitar Hero 3's big square-jawed lead singer, and imagined like me in the big ugly Guitar Hero style.
Oh, it'd be so good. You see, here's the thing: when you get into certain styles like that, you have to like find someone very. It has to be a very specific amount of shitty.
Exactly.
And like you can't intentionally create that, or I mean, you can. It's just very difficult to intentionally create that. You kind of got to do it accidentally.
Yeah, it's quite difficult, but that's okay.
totally turning away from our Patreon goals because I do not want to have to get my persona or ever think about it. You guys, I don't know if you guys are up with the gamer culture.
I like to think I am sometimes.
Are you kidding me?
I like to think I'm not because fuck those guys.
You know what? That's fair as well.
So Metro, a few weeks ago got announced on Epic, and on the Epic launcher as an exclusive, and Steam has now shown their counterplay of the Halo Master Chief Collection for PC, including Halo Reach, coming sometime soon. TM.
Yeah.
And I'm actually really excited because I never got to. It's on my long list of games that I like really didn't get really into as a kid. But it's it's like the only shooter that I could at least pretend that I like was okay at as a kid. So I'm really excited.
It's a very good game. I played through 1, 2, 3, and ODST. I never really cared for Reach, and I really just never wanted to touch 4.
Reach is actually my personal favorite.
I heard Reach is really good. Yeah.
See,
the campaign's fine.
That's the issue that I have with it is its gameplay is definitely solid, and it improves on all areas where Halo needed a little improvement, like the ability to run, for example, or a cooler melee system. But it ended up making it feel so much like Call of Duty that Jackson, I'd play it with the brothers a lot, and I never really liked it as much as I just loved Halo 2 and 3. So it ended up falling apart on me. I've
never actually played Call of Duty before, so
I played. You never were part of the nights where we would play zombies until like 3 a.m.
I would go, but I wouldn't play.
Interesting. I never remembered
I don't like zombies.
That.
It gives me anxiety attacks.
Honestly, that's fair. That's
what? That's
not
a
a fun time.
Although speaking of zombies, no, we really do need to play Dying Light at some point.
Yeah, someday.
That game is great, but it's trash. All you have to do is just spam the kick button, and it's way more strong than any gun you can get in the game.
I mean, the kick button is broken, but it's very fun. It's a very good game. But yeah, so I'm pretty hyped. I'm gonna definitely pick it up when I have a few dollars to spare because it's one of those things that I feel like I'd be doing a disservice to like myself as a gamer, but as somebody who enjoys like at least trying to get like who is trying to become more widely versed in like
of a gamer
in like both gamer culture and in culture in general. Halo is such a like cornerstone of that. It's like even I've played a Call of Duty game, but I've never gotten through a Halo campaign. So I really want to do that. And I think most of them have co-op now in the Master Chief Collection. So I'm kind of hoping that maybe somebody named Noah will go through them with me at some point.
Go through what games? I spaced out real hard.
The Halo games.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'll play them. I don't know if I'll go through them with you, but I'll play them.
Because most of them, I think, from what I was just randomly glancing through, have co-op now for the campaigns. So I was like, oh, co-op campaigns are the best kind of campaigns. So we should do that. The other thing that got announced that none of you all care about, except for actually, no, you, no, did you ever get a chance to play RimWorld?
Find out. No.
None of y'all care about.
Is it RimWorld 2?
No, it might as well be. It's Dwarf Fortress. Dwarf Fortress is for those who don't know, Dwarf Fortress is ostensibly it's a base building game, right? Like kind of I'm trying to think of something to compare it to without like comparing it to itself. Kind of like RimWorld, kind of like something like God, you could almost compare it to like the way certain Minecraft mods work, but I don't really have anything compared to because it's so old. It is its own genre. It is originally it's been in development since 2002, so it is not a new game. But they are finally releasing so the game is notorious for being 1, very, very difficult, 2, very, very random and a little bit unfair, 3, extremely painfully addictive once you get into it, and 4, using is it pronounced ASCII? ASCII? ASCII?
ASCII, yeah. It's all ASCII, so like there's no actual visuals.
There's no actual visuals unless you mod it, which a lot of people have done, and that's very cool. They are actually releasing, like full releasing, so it's been freeware up to this point, right? But they were actually releasing a paid, real, honest-to-God version of it on Steam, and air quotes, soon TM, with graphics, with a soundtrack, with like everything, basically a really polished version of the freeware one. And I'm super hype, you guys. It's a genre of game that I don't think gets enough love. This kind of like base building. Oh no, did you play Prison Architect?
Yes.
It kind of think Prison Architect without the prison and with more survival.
Prison Architect, but not at all.
Well, like this kind of a similar idea in terms of building mechanics, except underground, and like kind of a similar idea in terms of like making sure everyone's fed and like has the recreation they need and all these different things.
I mean, I understand the concept of Dwarf Fortress.
Well, I'm trying to explain it to like I said, I'm having a really hard time explaining it to like without explaining it by calling it itself. Yeah, I'm really excited for that. That was really, really cool to see pop up on my feed earlier this week, and I'm pretty hyped. I'm definitely gonna pick that up too. I think it's running like $20 right now, or it's the pre-order is $20, which means I'm not getting it until later this year. But nonetheless, gonna definitely pick it up.
Huh.
Which I'm not gonna say you should pick it up because it's a very specific style of game, but I love the hell out of it.
I distinctly will not because I do not enjoy those games.
That's fair.
I only like Prison Architect because I've been following it for a long time, but
I mean that makes sense. Listen, I know at least one person, I don't know who, but I know at least one person out there is gonna be like, yeah, that's a cool game.
I used to play it a lot in high school.
Dwarf Fortress?
Yeah.
See, Jackson's the one person. Thanks, Jackson. Thanks for having my back on this
I'm
one.
not gonna buy it though.
I mean, that's fair. But you had my back more than Noah did, which is weird.
That's
what
true.
kind of weird topsy-turvy world do we live in?
I don't know. That's a good question.
God, I had one other thing. What was the other thing? I have it in my thing. What do I have? Oh. Did you guys see the that fucking huge scandal in I think it was specifically in in like the LA area.
Wait. The what scandal? You covered your mouth and mumbled.
The huge college scandal in and around like Los Angeles.
Was it when the LA gangs killed Markiplier?
What was that?
Was it when the LA gangs killed Markiplier?
Yeah, it was actually. That was a huge
Markiplier.
scandal. Especially the decision to bring his corpse back as a rotting husk of what he once was. That was a weird choice, but
That happened like 7 years ago, though.
they changed his hair color again, so that was cool. I have no idea if any of that is true. I'm just joking. I'm just making jokes about Markiplier, who is much more successful than us, and like
I don't like Markiplier, if we're being honest.
I don't dislike
I
it.
was just making reference to this like Tumblr post that went viral where people claim that Markiplier was killed while walking around in LA by gang members.
It's
And
amazing.
then everyone bought it for some reason, but it's totally not true.
Is it because they're idiots?
Well, yeah, probably. It's just like when everyone like cut themselves for Justin Bieber
I remember that. That was a weird time.
because he was smoking weed. Holy shit!
Can you imagine? Well, let me rephrase that before I can say like, can you imagine that actually happening in real life? Because it did. Can you imagine being so devoted to a fandom that you like care that much?
Dude, I'm not even devoted to myself that I care that much.
So if you caught yourself cutting,
So you're telling me
smoking weed,
you wouldn't?
yeah,
Yeah.
you wouldn't cut yourself for Bieber.
No, man. No.
Good.
If I cut
You know
myself,
what?
I
If
cut
was
myself for
smoking weed,
me.
I also
That's a
wouldn't cut
weird
myself.
joke. I don't like that. I don't like that at
No,
all.
I
That
don't
feels
like
very
that
uncomfortable
either.
to say.
That was really weird.
Listen, you're
Cut
the
for
one that
Bieber.
started this. I won't take responsibility for this. Yeah, that was weird. Well, and there's been a couple of those now and again. Like there was one, wasn't there one floating around a few weeks ago? About a chat bot or something, like a text-based chat, like an SMS text-based.
Oh, the Momo
chat.
thing.
Yeah, Momo. That's what it was.
The one that like was barely real.
Yeah. The one that basically didn't exist, but like still was like getting some coverage,
Yeah.
which I hate.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So I'm gonna explain this whole thing because I'm friends with a lot of parents who talked about this a lot. Momo was this. The original thing is an art piece by a Japanese artist, I believe, which is this. It's a bird woman, but not like a bird woman like a harpy. It's like a human skin bird with some human features. It's a little weird. It's kind of uncomfortable to look at, but it was neat, you know?
Fair enough.
And then it turns out some people were using the face of this thing. Now, whether this was actually ever in any videos or not, huge speculation point.
Yeah.
The people who believe it was very firmly believe it was, and the people who believe it wasn't are
Wait, let me
equally
look this
concerned or equally convinced, you know?
Bird.
The gist of it was this thing would pop up on the screen, tell kids to like hurt themselves, grab a knife, stab their parents, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, I've actually absolutely seen that.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, people were trying to claim that it was hacked into Peppa Pig videos and into like kids' YouTube stuff, which is distinctly false because
Yeah, I have seen it in a video though,
really?
but it was by itself. It was not like.
Oh, yeah. See, that's the thing. Like, you can find plenty of videos of it by itself, but it's a lot harder to find ones from before it became a big media circus that had that
Yeah.
embedded in the video. So I don't know. It's one of those things. I don't know if it was actually like a real thing or not, or if it's just people blowing it up out of proportion. But yeah, all of a sudden on my Facebook for like a week, parents suddenly cared about what their kids were watching on YouTube, and they started paying a little more attention to the fact that not everything in the YouTube Kids not everything in the YouTube Kids app is family friendly.
What?
Crazy how that has to work, where there has to be some level of physical monitoring as to what your child intakes.
Now, guys, are you trying to tell me, and hear me out on this, are you trying to tell me that people should be aware of the media that their children and the people around them consume? Because it affects
100%.
the day-to-day?
I don't want to startle you, Daniel, but unfortunately, not everyone cares about your kids.
I'm a level
are you
with
sure?
you guys.
I don't care about their kids, so that actually makes sense.
I saw a article posted by the Flat Earth person Noah and I both have added on
We've
Facebook.
got to start giving all these different like characters and caricatures different names, because we have the brothers, your flat earth friend, your work friend, your boss, your work friend. It's very unclear.
I like the brothers. There's the brothers and there's
brothers
brother
works.
Marine
I'm
and
okay with
brother
that.
not Marine.
Yeah, the brothers works really well. Flat
'Cause
Earth
yeah.
works well too, like Flat Earth friend.
I don't know. I just feel like they should have like fake names.
I-
Fine, ignore me.
mean-
Go on. Tell your story. Get out of here.
All right. So Flat Earth friend is he posted this video. It was an article, and it was like, kids. There's a message for kids to kill themselves inside of YouTube Kids video, and I'm like, oh, that's weird. And I click on it because I like to read his articles to see how poorly they're written in English and what else is wrong with them.
Mm-hmm.
And it is the filthy Frank. Just end it.
Oh my
That's-
gosh.
And I'm like,
Beautiful.
"Yo." And and everyone's coming. They're like, "Oh my god, I can't believe like this is a lot on YouTube. Like, what is a new world order up to?" Because no one can leave things as they are.
Yeah.
They have to immediately assume that some higher power is putting a filthy Frank snippet inside of a YouTube video for kids as anything more than a joke.
Oh my
But,
gosh. I can't believe
That's beautiful. I'll be honest. That
Yeah,
is
it was the
fucking
one that's
beautiful.
like down the street, not across the road.
Good lord.
Which that was. I went to public school. That was like third grade. People were telling you that. Like that's not shocking or scarring. That's just third grade.
It's just dark.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was talking to one of my friends, and they were like, has anyone ever called you like, and they used a slur, and I was like, absolutely yes. I went to public school. And I was like, I have been called every name in the book. One time, someone called me the N-word, and I was like, that's not even right. Like, why are you doing that? Yeah, some white kid got mad at me in public school in probably like junior year and called me the N-word, and I was like, not only is that not okay to say, but also you might want to like use a good insult against me. Use one that applies, please.
That's always been
Yeah.
my thing, is that like I mean, I do obviously mind people insulting me for things, but like whenever someone shoots an insult and it just doesn't even slightly apply, I just
Yeah.
kind of feel
Like, you're
like
gay.
vaguely sad. Like not
Like,
even
not
not
only am
sad
I
because
not
they insulted
gay.
me, just put a tiny bit of effort in,
Yeah, like I'm first of all, I'm not gay, and if I was, you shouldn't be making fun of me for that because that's not very cool.
That's not cool, you dude. Although, to be fair, I feel like most insults. So we can agree that like the best insults are the ones that are like combining a slurry of words together into a proper insult, right?
Yes, as
Yeah.
long as you're not trying to make it sound like a Shakespeare insult, in
Well,
which
yeah,
case you look like an
no.
absolute doofus head, and I hate you.
No, like you need like 4 words or 4 word parts that combine together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because those are the ones that just like they're just unique and they hurt a little bit, but you're more just impressed that like they put the work in. I think there's a Reddit for that, isn't there? Rare insults, I think. Not that I'm like, oh, go check out more Reddit because fuck that place, but yeah, like some of them are just wild. The amount of work people put in is crazy.
So I'm gonna jump back to good old Flat Earth again real quick.
Who wouldn't?
One of the big, I'm trying to find the video that you mentioned now because I just want to see it, and I'm flipping through all his posts. I'm back to a whole 10 days ago when he shared some picture proof that we live under the firmament. Now, for those of unfamiliar, the firmament is basically us being on a flat Earth in a big snow globe, and that's how everything is contained and safe. We are literally just a snow globe. And they're I'm sorry. The proof they're
God,
showing.
this is getting him.
The proof they're showing is pictures of glass domes with light shining at them, showing the dispersal pattern, and then it's like clearly artwork pictures that aren't clearly, because I mean you've looked outside, you know the sky never does this, type of lens flares, and then
Oh, no.
literal lens flares, where it's like you didn't look up and see that lens flare. This is,
Wait, the sky is lens flaring, so we live in a flat Earth.
but that's the thing. The sky doesn't lens flare.
Yeah, but why would that be proof anyway?
Well, that means that we live in the firmament, and that's the thing. Like that by itself does not prove anything, but like it just bugs me.
It's very frustrating.
It's almost like this person who believes the flat Earth is real is stupid.
What?
It's almost like the person who is
Taps Mike.
actively opposed to vaccinations might be dumb.
Oh man, I didn't tell you guys this. Fuck, I don't know if I should mention this. There was it's gonna.
Are you not vaccinated and you're
No,
against
I am.
vaccination?
Oh God, Jesus God. I mean, I wasn't until I turned 18, but then I was very vaccinated very, very fast.
Actually, I did just see him post about this. Just to do a quick thing here, he's not
Is it
against
the ship
vaccinations. No, he's not against vaccinations.
Okay.
He's against mandatory injections.
I mean,
So
congratulations.
he's not against
You can-
all vaccinations. However, there is someone on a post about the chicken pox that he shared who was like, "Why can't kids just get chicken pox like we all did?" Which is
Yeah, why not?
You're right,
Come on,
guys.
guys.
Listen, that's such a fucking like self-centered thing to say. Like, oh man, I had like measles when I was a kid and I survived, so why can't everyone else? Like, dude, go
Yeah,
fuck
I had an
yourself.
infectious disease. Why shouldn't you?
God.
But
I hate
he did
that.
post this thing about this Navy ship that's quarantined due to an outbreak of a disease called parotitis, which
a
has symptoms
measles-like disease.
Yes, it has similar symptoms to the mumps.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, a
And
mumps-like
s-
disease.
Yeah, but it is not the mumps. It is not in the same strain of virus as the mumps. It is very different and not the same thing. Just so we know, it's called parotitis and it is not the mumps.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, basically all you need to know is that the Navy is hiding the fact that people got mumps.
I
And
gotta
it's because the vaccine doesn't work.
Actually, got to tell you something really important. There was a mumps outbreak on my campus this past week, over spring break,
Nice.
because people are
Nice.
fucking dumb, and like 2 or 3 dozen people weren't vaccinated against the mumps and got very, very sick. What was it? Last I saw it was 12 confirmed and like 37 potentially.
Oh, they go to like Cancun over spring break or something?
No, they had it before spring break happened. So like these are people who are
Okay.
just idiots.
Yeah, because I know a big problem is polio in like if you're going to Mexico, because there's a lot of people aren't vaccinated against polio there, and it's still kind of like running rampant. So you got to try and make sure you're vaccinated against polio.
Yeah,
Going to Mexico.
just don't be stupid.
Like I have a coworker who's anti-vax, and I was talking to him and was like, "Did you give your kid any vaccinations at all? Like, was this like a new thing for you?" He was like, "Yeah, I didn't vaccinate my son at all. Like he's like, oh, except for polio, because I don't want him to get polio." I'm like, "Well,
What, you're getting all the other things, just not polio?
You believe
so you
part
don't
of
believe
it.
in vaccines, but you don't." I was like, "What's wrong with you?"
That's
So you didn't
amazing.
vaccinate your son, except for polio, because you don't want him to get that. But you want him to get the other ones?
That's so beautiful, and I hate that so much.
I just don't.
He's like, well, the rate at which you inject the things over 2 years, it's like 50 injections. That is very reasonable. There are 365 days in a year. Over 2 years, 50 injections. That's like 1 a week.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all.
yeah.
It's actually 1 every 2 weeks, and that's being generous.
Yeah. God.
You
Vaccinate
give
your
your
kids,
kids one
guys.
lollipop. That's as much shit in your body in one day. So
Vaccinate
like
your
a-
kids.
or don't.
I mean, dude.
Probably should.
It's not
but like I can't make you.
It's not the kid's fault, you know?
I think it is.
How is it the kid? No, it's not the kid's fault. It's definitely the parents' fault.
No, I think it is.
There's no world in which it's a kid's fault, and I don't.
If your parents don't vaccinate you, that's your own fault.
Okay, cool. I mean, fair, but I disagree. But that's okay.
Yeah, you should have just told them to.
You're right. You should have just told your kid, hey, don't do that, or you should have told your
Yeah.
parent, hey, give me vax,
They
please.
don't. Yeah, exactly.
Give-
You're like
give
3
back-
weeks
give
old. You
vax.
can't say anything. Grow up, kids these days. I had chickenpox, and let me tell you, I'm worse for it, and I have the potentiality to get shingles now.
Nice.
But whatever, dude.
The
I
only
want every kid to get it.
the only thing I think I've ever gotten that was like
Two.
in that realm was the flu.
Thank you. I've actually never gotten a flu shot before.
I hadn't until this past year, because I got the flu last year, like not 2018, but 2017, and it laid me up for over a week of like I'm talking like full blown, like I was hallucinating levels of fever. Like I was trying to decide whether or not I was going to try and haul my ass to a hospital. Levels of like I think I might die here.
Yeah, I don't ever get the flu shot because
Can't afford it.
I'm too lazy to drag my ass to Walgreens.
That's fair. Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's free most places, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Rite Aid, Walgreens.
I want you to know there's a 24-hour Walgreens about 3 minutes from my house.
And you're too lazy to go there.
That's why I'm glad my parents vaccinated me as a kid. I wouldn't have done it myself. I'm too lazy to go to Walgreens to get a flu shot.
Amazing.
Let alone to go to the doctor and schedule vaccinations.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't gotten any vaccinations in the last few years, so I'm probably I was gonna go today and didn't end up because I'm a lazy piece of shit. Monday I'm gonna try and go in and just like make sure that all of my shit is up to date because God forbid, you know.
Yeah, I have gotten all mine about 3 years ago. A little bit under 3 years ago.
So some of them, right? And this is me like genuinely not knowing the answer to this. Some of them I think don't last, and some do, right?
Some do.
Some you never have to get again,
though,
and some you have to like get every like 3 or 4 years, 5 years, something like that.
If you join the military, they'll just give you all of them.
Oh, you know what? I should join the military.
I mean, yeah, they'll be like, you got a polio vaccine? You're like, yeah. They're like, well, we're gonna give you another one.
The problem is they won't let me join the military, so that's unfortunate. But
is it because you're a loser?
Asthmatic and mental health.
Yeah,
I realized this not too long ago because every so often I think, oh man, what if I just join the military? That'll help fix at least a fraction of my money problems. And
not really that much fun, and you don't make any money.
I mean, you don't, but they would pay for me to go to school again, which actually might be a good time.
It's true. You know why they do that?
What's that?
Because like most people don't ever take them up on that offer.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's so sad.
Well, because for the most part, you like have a trade that you learn, and you can kind of just go to school and be like, I guess I'm just gonna keep doing what I've been doing for the last 4 years because I'm good at it. And then you just go get a job in the civilian sector doing what you did in the military.
I guess. I don't know. I just really something about that's very sad. Like I feel like I would have gone to if I had the option, I definitely would have gone to school out of the military. Like it just because like why would you not?
Because if you don't want to, you shouldn't.
You shouldn't. But like, why not learn more things? You know?
Maybe you're just content doing what you've been doing. I don't know.
Who's content with their life? Who even does that?
Well, you know, you can learn as much as you want. You'll never be content unless your mind's in the right place.
I'll never be content, but I've accepted that fact.
No. You'll never be content unless your mind's in the right place.
I'll never
it's very
be
easy to be content with your life.
So that's what I got out of that.
Didn't you just say someone else was sad?
Yeah, me. Wait, no.
Okay, well, no, you're pointing at other people, and I was like, I don't know, man.
Listen. It's like that whole it takes one to know one thing. I'm a sad, so I know what other people are sad.
Let me see this. I do hate the flat earth, Nephilim hybrids, giants, biblical truth. That is the page that he gets everything from.
It's such a good page.
And it's that same one guy who posts like everything, and you know who he is. Mm-hmm. Not our friend, but like the other guy.
Yeah.
4-letter first name. Hate that guy.
Did you guys see the Flat Earth documentary on Netflix?
This is co-formation to what I thought when I seen that pic too. Thank you.
Thank you for summing that up. Did you guys see the
Yeah, Dan, I saw that it existed, but I have no desire to watch it because the whole situation just annoys me.
I mean, actually, credit where it's due. It's genuinely super interesting.
Oh, I believe it, because another thing that I did hear is that I mean, firstly, I heard the thing where like obviously the thing happened to disprove flat Earth by accident during it.
At the end. Yeah.
Which is really funny. But I also heard that it was a very informed thing.
Yeah, it really was. Like, it genuinely was like a very... And while, of course, like, they made it clear that it's not real, right? Like, they were never like... They really didn't entertain, for the purpose of the documentary, the fact that it could be real. It was very cool nonetheless. Mm-hmm. So... I thought that was neat. I always appreciate it when
I thought it was neat too.
When they at least try to be as unbiased as possible, because it's not easy to do.
I just hate that the fact that the guy who commented on this post with all like the lens flares, pictures of the sky when it just clearly does not look that way, and said this is confirmation to what I thought when I seen that pic too. I just want you guys to know he works at Chili's, and I'm not digging on somebody for working at Chili's.
Hey man,
I myself work at a restaurant.
Yeah,
but Chili's.
Yeah, man.
As someone who works at a restaurant, Chili's is like, that's like bad. You just don't want to go there.
Mm-hmm. What about that shadowy place? You must never go there, Simba.
Yeah, it's basically the elephant graveyard. I'm getting angry looking at all these photos.
I know, right? Like you keep looking, and it just makes you angrier and angrier.
Well,
and there's no reason to.
I would like to say,
if the Earth is spinning around the sun, and the sun is hurtling through space at 67,000 miles per hour, then how come the constellations have never changed over thousands of years?
They have, though.
They have, And also, they're moving too, because the entire Milky Way is orbit. Like, yeah, you're right.
Fake news. That's all I'm saying. It's some fake news.
Just imagine being like, well, if Earth spin and Sun spin, other thing no spin though? Weird.
Fucking
well,
whack,
no, here's
dude.
the thing. Everything orbits around the Earth.
That's right.
Yes, which
And the
is flat.
sun and moon are much smaller than you think they are. In fact,
And other planets are not real.
yeah. Have you ever seen
I only
them?
gather that because of the one post from our Flat Earth cohort who says, there are no aliens from other planets because other planets aren't real.
How can our other planets be real if our eyes aren't real?
Like, that to me, like, what? What do you mean other planets aren't real?
It just makes me want to
Like,
cry.
what do you think's going on out there?
Like, I love the internet because it's given so much information to so many people.
Yeah.
But I hate the internet because it gave people like this with really weird fringe beliefs that shouldn't.
A platform?
Yeah, it gave them a platform, and they shouldn't have that to band together to think that they're more than they are.
I don't know,
Yeah.
man. I don't get
They
it.
do.
The thing that always makes me sad is when people start like indoctrinating their kids into it. Like that's the thing that like genuinely always hurts.
Yeah.
Though then again, I feel the same way about a lot, not all. Before I get fucking booed off the stage, not all, but a lot of Christian faiths as well. There are a lot of subsets of the Christian faith, I guess, is a better way to say that. I feel like a lot of them also do the same thing of like, hey, fuck you. I'm gonna indoctrinate the shit out of this kid. Yeah. You know, I feel like instead of getting more angry about vaccinations and about flat earthers, I feel like instead of doing that, people should go and listen to a book. What do you think, Noah?
Are you really going to do an Audible plug when we're about to wrap up the episode?
Did you not want to today?
I mean, now that you mentioned it, you can expand your learning and understand that the earth isn't flat by going to audibletrial.com/offtheair and finding yourself a book that will educate you on all manner of things like the earth. Whoa, hello. Like the
Oh boy.
like the earth being round and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I mean, basically.
there's so much stuff you can find. That noise, by the way, was me playing with my wine opener and beer bottle. And then it fell
you
over.
can find it by going to
Fucking beautiful.
audibletrial.com/offtheair. Boom. No link, no download. Just type that bad boy into
yes,
your browser.
a link and a download once you get it.
You
But
don't have to download it if you're on a desktop. You also don't have to click a link. You can just type it in. I didn't click a link. I just typed it in.
really?
Yeah,
Life hack.
I
Yeah.
mean, there's a link on the Off the Air website.
Oh, well, you should put
but-
one of the YouTube videos in the description too.
I suppose I can do that.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
You do, man.
done it. I haven't done it yet, just because I keep forgetting to add it into the autofill section of the YouTube video.
Wow. Professional
I see.
streamer, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah, go check out a book. Learn about why the Earth isn't flat, or learn about why it is, and then stop listening
Actually,
to the podcast
in
because
relation
you're
to that,
officially stupid.
isn't Amazon one of the companies pulling a bunch of like fake fake fucking like fake shit like that? Like, aren't they one of the ones like pulling like flat Earth and like anti-vax books and stuff off of their platform?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they are. I know YouTube is, but I think they're also doing it.
Yeah, which is always funny to me when that happens, because then the flat Earth and the anti-vax people are like, "It's suppression of our beliefs and our free speech." Like, no, it's not.
No, it's not. Your beliefs are
using
dumb
a
and you're
platform
dumb.
to spread things that are actively hateful, because a lot of times these things are tied to religious bigotry and other sad things like that.
Whoa,
And
whoa,
then next
whoa,
thing you
whoa.
know-
You can't say things like that.
And then next thing you know, they're being taken down for violating terms and conditions.
Turns out, just don't violate
Everyone's
terms and
mad.
conditions and you won't have a problem.
It's one of the
forehead.
things that I always want to say to my conservative friends that talk about how Facebook is censoring conservatives. And this is the last thing that we're going to talk about before we wrap up. But they always say, Facebook is censoring conservatives. But in reality, you're the one that's posting like an aggressive asshole. And that is the
if you
reason.
post something that says trans people aren't people, and then Facebook deletes that and says you're not allowed to post,
That's
maybe
not
you're
them
the problem.
censoring your conservative agenda. Like, I'm a reasonably conservative person, but that doesn't mean that I hate people. And it also doesn't mean that I go around posting about how people who aren't conservatives are terrible,
I mean, I do.
Noah votes red.
What'd you say?
It's a Noah votes red. Because if you didn't know, politics in perfection is actually just boiling everything down to two teams that are color based, and then getting mad at people who disagree with the color you've decided to be on.
Rooster Teeth did an entire documentary about that, right?
I believe so, yes.
Did they
Team
really?
Fortress 2 is also based off the U.S. political system.
I mean, that one I actually do buy. I mean, clearly I don't, but for the purpose of this bit, I definitely buy that. Have you ever been on TF2? Do you know how like horribly fucking unaccepting of new people they are?
Yeah, I know. I tried to play with you. It was a good time.
Oof. Nice.
Not saying you were one of those people.
That was good. No, that was really good, though. No, that was real good. Like, I don't care what you meant by it. It was really funny. So yeah, you guys, thanks for tuning in. We're at the end of the episode. I'm saying we're at the end of the episode. What about you, Noah?
That's accurate. We are at the end of the episode.
Okay, cool. I'm Dan. You can find me at twitch.tv/bornrule or on Twitter at twitter.com/bornrule57 and probably other places, but those are the big ones. Jackson, Where can they find you?
Internet mostly.
Cool.
Noah?
I can be
some
found.
like cave in Mumbai or something.
No, internet.
Why would he be on Mumbai? That's very far away.
Are you sure?
I can be found on. I can be found on most relevant social medias as Bubbadabad, BUBBADABAD. I've been bad about streaming recently, but I'm on Twitch, so that's about it. I've been tweeting a lot though, so yeah, keep up with me on that. We can have delightful conversation about the man who came in to get a haircut. Who, firstly, his hair was like 14 inches long, and we cut him down to like an inch on the sides and 3 inches on top. It was far too much hair. But his butt crack was hanging out a solid 9 inches.
Fucking beautiful.
Yeah, that Roadhog picture that I've posted up here a few times. It's in the Discord somewhere. Booty hog, life pain, booty popping. That is what that man looked like, but with a shirt.
Fucking hell.
Yeah,
that's really good.
Build wise and everything. It was an experience. So yeah, keep up with my miseries and
don't forget to follow the podcast on our platforms. Off the air.
Yeah, Twitter.
Noah's still reeling from his anger about anti-vaxxers.
It was freaking awful. Just yesterday was bad.
Do you need a hug?
No. Twitter.com/theofftheair, Facebook.com/OTA podcast.
Facebook.
And patreon.com/offtheair. If you become one of our lovely patrons, such as Emma, shout out to Emma.
Nice.
Who is in our $5 tier, which means she gets a once a month shout out. We haven't done that recently because she hasn't requested a shout out recently.
She still hasn't beaten Jackson at Smash.
She distinctly has, but
did they finally have that showdown?
Yeah.
No, I haven't played Smash in like a month.
Oh, that's right. She had to beat him with Piranha Plant to make it happen.
Yeah.
So that hasn't happened yet. But, shout out to Emma, our very first and most beloved sub. Sorry, Nina.
Speaking of Nina and Emma, if you do want to come hang out with us in the podcast, or us here at the podcast and with other members who follow the podcast, God, I can talk. You can check us out at the Off the Air Twitter, and it will be the pinned tweet right up there at the top. Come hang out. We're really cool, except for Noah. Yeah. Noah's a piece of shit, but everyone else here is really chill.
I have every channel muted, and I will not interact with you.
I mean, that is true, unless you add him. In which point he will be very angry about the fact that you added him.
Yeah,
I just don't look at Discord ever.
Don't at people who, I think that's a fair statement to make. Don't at people that don't regularly interact, right? That's like a very fair thing to say.
You should at people if you have something to say. What you shouldn't do is you should never at everyone.
If you at everyone, you're a cop.
I mean, I don't mean don't at you as a general rule of Jackson hates everyone, so don't ever at Jackson. I mean if because you get added and then you react and you interact with people, but if
that's not true.
Well, sometimes
I don't know. I just don't ever use Discord or talk to people or communicate with anyone about anything. Like
if someone is notoriously not interacting, I feel like it's bad form to at them and keep trying to get their attention when they're clearly not going to interact.
Oh yeah.
Especially if it's just for to be at them, be like, hey, where are you at? At someone, why aren't you talking today?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But if you have a point to bring up that has to do with somebody,
yeah,
you at them.
Yeah.
You should and can at me.
Whether he responds or not, who knows? But you can always try.
Likely not, but that's okay.
Spoiler alert: the answer is no. He will never respond to you because he hates everyone.
End the episode.
Yeah. So thank you very much for listening, guys. We'll see you again next week.
Bye.